Hey there, it's Ken Kunin from Revolution Fitness, and well, it's all about bands these days, isn't it? We're week 3 of quarantine here in my own gym, and what I want to do is I want to show you that you can actually work back in particular. That's what we're going to deal with in today's video. 6 different back movements. No barbells, no dumbbells, no problem. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip that we're going to show you with the equivalent of a lat pull down, and all you're going to need is a band, a door, and a shopping bag. All right, make sure that you take a moment before we go any further, a bit of housekeeping. Look after yourself, call your loved ones, make sure that they know that you love them, and make sure that you subscribe to this channel, put a comment, put a like, all those things that help the analytics. Share it around so a lot of people can stay fit while they're quarantined and isolated. Okay, follow me. Okay, so one of the key movements, obviously, when you're looking at lat and back development is a lat pull down. Alongside chin-ups, there's nothing that will bring better width to the back. And I'm going to show you a little trick. You don't need anything fancy. I got a bag here. I got a door. I'm going to just wrap this around. I'm going to close the door, make sure that it is shut. As you can tell, I'm pulling back with a lot of resistance. No problem. That is secure. Now, watch this. I'm going to loop my band. You say, all right, you need to be able to sit down if you're doing a lat pull down. No problem. Using Kathy's chair. We're in the Pilates studio right now. I take a seat. I want to be lined up. I got a good tense band right here, fairly thick. Grab a band that's going to be accurate for your own strength or appropriate for your strength. Leaning back a little bit, driving my elbows back and up. I'm making sure that I squeeze. I take a moment to squeeze. When you're talking about band training, you're talking about having constant tension. And you also want to make sure that on that negative, that you take your time coming up. Well, that's how I'm going to make sure that my muscles are working all the way through the range of motion. Start at the top. I'm going to breathe out. Squeeze. I'm going to aim for rep ranges of probably anywhere from 12 to 15. You're going to want to get, say, 3-4 rounds of these, 3-4 sets, squeeze. And let's say this is my last set and I've just gone to failure. All right, and I've just gone to failure. I'm going to pause and then I'm going to get just a couple partials. Right at the end, I want to make sure that there's absolutely nothing left in the tank. And I'm going to hold that last one and then slowly come up. Voila, there's your lat pull down. Okay, probably my favorite back exercise that I do in my own training and my clients is I love a one-arm row. So I can replicate that very well with a couple different ways with the band. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook that band underneath my left foot. I'm going to grab about halfway down the band. I'm going to have my left hand on my left knee, and I'm going to crank that band while keeping my body nice and secure to my right hip. And again, slow on the negative. Breathe it out. Hold and pull. Pull. And you want to probably have a rep range again, probably about 10 to 12. If you're getting more than 12 on these, it's probably not heavy enough. And you say, all right, well, how do I make it heavier? Well, let me show you. Double it up. So now, I loop it around my foot. Now this is going to be very hard. This is probably equivalent to about a 40 kilo dumbbell, 30 kilo dumbbell. Left hand on left knee. Pulling up, still keeping that form. Breathe out. Come to the hip if you can. This is almost too heavy for me. And on that last one of your last set, I want you to hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, that's your second exercise. That's a one-arm row. Okay, here's a third exercise, and I'm using obviously the top of a cable crossover, but that same setup that we use for the lat pull down with the shopping bag will work perfectly. All right, this will really isolate your lats. You're also going to get a little bit of abs, a little bit of triceps. So this is a straight arm pull down that we would normally do with a cable. I'm going to do it with a band. I have the band looped, so you can see that I've just looped it around. If you don't have a post like that, again, go to the green bag, same deal. Your hands are apart, your knees are bent. I'm going to hold that position. I'm going to really keep my chest high, and I'm going to pull down and control that negative. Breathe out. And I want 3 sets, 15 reps. Really focusing on pulling underneath the armpits. What I like about this movement is there's no bicep involvement whatsoever. You don't have that mechanical advantage of being able to use your biceps. Squeeze back, keep that chest up, and slowly release. Okay, you wouldn't have often deadlifts can be, alongside things like chin-ups and pull-downs, really a staple for back development, a lot of back thickness, and we can replicate that with a band as well. I also think that the traps, I look at that as the top of the back, so I'm going to have a real focus on using my traps at the very end of this movement. You're going to use your legs a little bit in the beginning, but then it's about squeezing your shoulder blades back. I'm going to place the band on the ground. I'm going to stand on that band. I'm going to then pick up the band and watch this. I'm going to keep my chin up, lean back, squeeze those shoulder blades together, traps. Now if I wanted more leg activation, I would bend my knees. If I want less activation, it's more like a rack pull. Straight up. Down. Pull those shoulder blades back. Keep that chest high. Breath in. Up. Squeeze. Bum back. Squeeze. If I wanted to make this a little bit harder, what do? I can widen my stance. That's going to add more tension on the band. Get back into my position. Pull back. Bum back. Squeeze those blades back. Breathe it out. Breath in. Breathe it out. Go 3 sets, 12 of those. Okay, you go to a gym, what's a very popular movement you see a lot of people doing? Seated row. Well, let's replicate it. Again, if you got no post to wrap the band around like I do, just use your green bag again in the door jam. I got a little bit of a knee bend. Got an appropriate band, little rock forward, squeeze back, come forward, squeeze back. I'm really trying to pull my shoulder blades in together. I come forward, squeeze back. Again, I'm keeping my chest high. Good, breath in. Go high reps on this. Go say 3 sets of 15. And when, let's say this is my 15th rep and I'm just about to failure, give me 5 partials. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Okay, last one. Okay, final movement. This is the pull apart. You know, I got a room full of gym equipment, and when I want to actually hit the posterior delts, which you can also train with your shoulders, but this also gets some rhomboids and a little bit of traps, I can't beat this movement. I got a small band, okay? Still plenty of tension. I'm going to grab that band, about shoulder width apart, and this is what I'm going to do. Pulling back. Breath in, squeezing. All right, look at it from behind. Squeeze. Feel it really hitting the posterior delts. Keep that tempo nice and even. Squeeze, pull back, squeeze. Say 3 sets of 12. When you get to that last set, why don't you hold there? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I hope you've enjoyed those 6 back, just blasting movements. All it required was a couple bands, shopping bag, a door jam. Really easy. Work that into your program. Keep strong. You don't have to have this as a time that you go backwards. You work on your fitness, you work on your mind-muscle connection, you keep those muscles working, improving, and keep a good mindset. All right, be well, talk to you soon.